on Matic in 2019.
2010.
They never
Get
got liquidated until now.
Solana or same. You never be liquidated because Solana never come back to those prices. You are long forever.
Right.
So if he's going to have,
But the same is true for Monero, right? Monero has been going up for years now.
Monero can
It was better actually than performing than Bitcoin. I mean, let's look at the 1 week. I mean, Bitcoin doesn't have a weekly candle like this. I mean, this is just like Bitcoin went all the way down the last 6 months, while Monero just went up.
The Monero outperform market, but I'm going to short the Monero.
But actually, since the last couple of months, Monero doesn't really go up anymore. It just went sideways, up, down, up, down, up, down. And if I look at the 1 weekly candle, for me, the highest probability with Monero is that we go down now from here.
The fact is, if the Bitcoin then, with my theory, is going to have 25%, the altcoin move 50% up. Because
that's not a theory, that's fact. Everybody knows.
That's a fact. So if they do that, Monero is going to have the biggest fake out in the story of the crypto. And after that, it go very down because it's outperform Bitcoin and market. Everything go up. If the bull run start, the Monero is going go slowly down, and even finish again. Monero is start to do the same. So you remember that.
I will remember it. Yeah.
Finish the bull run. If you want to go long, you see the Monero in lower price. You just do it. You go long on Monero.
Yeah.
I still take this.
I never really liked Monero, but I see Monero is a very good coin to have because Monero will never go to zero. Monero has actually use case, like we discussed yesterday on the dark web, and a lot of coins, they have no use case. Nobody's using them. It's pure speculation, and the price is not in relation to traction. And I know a little bit about startup investing. I have invested in startups. I know exactly what people who invest in startups, like angel investors, what they're looking for. And the number one thing they look for is called traction. It's a certain term they only use for
what is that?
Traction. Traction means basically how fast is your community growing.
Okay.
Your community is not people who like what you're doing, people who are using what you're selling, what you're offering. And if community goes up in the beginning, accelerating to go up, more people are using it and more exponentially are using it, then you have traction. And if you have traction, if you can prove that you have traction, then you can invest, you can easily find investors. And because the number one thing they ask you, what is about your traction? And that's why I think Monero is a really good one to have, because this one in your portfolio will never go to zero. It's a very safe bet, because Monero has traction. It's one of the most used coins, especially because of the privacy functionality. It has one of the best privacy functionalities. And now everybody in the dark web, everybody who's selling drugs, weapons, human trafficking, all of these people, and this is a huge amount of the money that's turned. Yeah, mafia, anybody.
Do you think
they cannot use Bitcoin because it's a public ledger. You will find out where the money goes if somebody says, "Hey, send me a Bitcoin, or I kill you, or I rape you, or I rape your wife, and both of you, and then I bury you both on the same spot, and then I burn your ashes." Then you're like, okay, I will send you the Bitcoin, no problem. Send me your Bitcoin address. You send the Bitcoin address. This is how a lot of people got busted. Then at some point he takes the money, then he goes to an exchange, and he puts the money into his bank account, and then they fuck him. With Monero, you cannot be fucked. It cannot be traced. That's why Monero is actually what Bitcoin promised to be this untraceable money. But actually now you can trace it. Right?
Correct.
But there's also ways to kind of obscure your Bitcoin, because there is this kind of called Tornado Cash, where you can, you wash your Bitcoin, you put it in a pool, you get another Bitcoin. another address. But even that, if they are really good, the FBI, they can they have a lot of people who know this, and then they can maybe even find through the source and the person who is behind this, even after they use Tornado Cash. But it's a lot more difficult, of course, to do. Right? So, okay, let's end it here. Anyway, this is, I think, more information that most people have. Most people who are trading Bitcoin, they don't even know the absolute basics, you know? Absolute, this is basic, but people don't know this.